Welcome to Sacred Wandering with Keira Brinton. My friend, this is a corner of the world where time stops, where the noise in our minds quiet, where we have soft hearts and we open our palms and we ask. This is a place where we receive. I invite you to join me as we wander through the sacred together. Welcome to Sacred Wandering. Good morning, my love. I apologize for being gone for a week. I'm so sorry. I did travel to 5 different states in 8 days. And my bandwidth in that travel was very low. So I am back. My editor did say that he will not be editing anything the last 10 days of December, so I will see if I can batch you guys a bunch. Otherwise, know that it will arrive when it arrives. But we're here now. And like one of my favorite meditation teachers says, it is always here, it is always now, and it is always you. And that is what we have. It's right now. So we're going to begin by taking a nice deep breath in from the crown of our heads. And we're going to breathe this light down through the center column of our being, cleaning and cleansing and clearing our systems. We are going to breathe in again. And all the way down. And it feels as though there's a little debris in the throat chakra today and a little bit in the lungs. So we're just going to breathe some fire into the throat. It's okay to make some sounds, yes? We're going to breathe. I want you to place your hands on your ribs. I want you to breathe into your ribs. Now we begin. So today, I would love to read to you a blessing that I was given. There's been a lot of intimate ones lately, so it's hard to find which ones to share because it has been very intimate. This message here was given to me after a vision. So I received a vision. I've had a lot of visions this week. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, this is going to be an interesting podcast because it will not be our normal format. I've been receiving a lot of visions this week because last week, well, I guess it's been 2 weeks ago now, I was told by God that there was a blind spot in my life. And I don't love when God says there's a blind spot because that means I have to go seeking. I don't ignore. And it was in an area of my life that was probably my most treasured area, one of the most treasured areas. And so I began to ask and I began to seek. And I said, God, show me the blind spot. Show me what I cannot see. Show me what I am putting blinders up over my eyes. Show me what I am pretending isn't there. And that ask brought forth the answer, which was extremely painful, as it is, when we see our blind spots, yes? That's why they're blind spots. We don't want to feel the pain of the truth. And as soon as I was willing to ask, as soon as I was willing to see, visions just started to show up so fluently and almost like My blind spot had been holding back the heavens. My blind spot had been holding back all of the things that God has been wanting to tell me. And so I received this vision. And in the vision, I was in this community and everything was synchronistic. The doors opened at the perfect time. Every person at the restaurant was sitting with their perfect partner. The cars were moving at the perfect timing. Everything was synchronistic. And then all of a sudden I looked down, and in the palms of my hands are these 2 jars, and they cracked in front of me. And, God works with me, meaning like he'll use my words sometimes in visions. And a word that I say all the time to my children is collywampus. When something's not right, I say that's collywampus, right? So God says to me, as I look at these jars, God says, hold on, let me see what he said. This is collywampus time. It needs to be reset. And all of a sudden I look up, and everything in this town had gotten skewed. Everybody was at the tables with the wrong partners. The doors were getting jammed. The cars were hitting each other. Like, time was off. And then God said, you must retrace your steps to reset the timeline. Now, I could do a whole podcast on what has happened in those 3 days following that vision, but it was as if I was put back in time and I had to retrace all of my steps. And it was the most beautiful and extraordinary few days. Also the most painful, because I had to make a decision that was so painful to make. But I knew, when I see, I cannot unsee. And this message that God gave me the day before I had to take action on the truth that I was shown, God said, the timelines have been reset. The wonders of heaven are on the tip of your nose. The taste of sweetness layers within. The taste of sweetness lingers in your mouth, and it is time to celebrate. And so God gave me this message the day before I had to end a container in my life. And it was as if God was celebrating for me for doing the thing that was so hard the very next day. And so today, as we go into prayer, if there is a blind spot in your life and you're courageous enough to ask, I'm inviting you to put it on the altar, and I'm inviting you to open up to receive. So we're going to pick it up and we're going to put it into God. We're going to allow God to, first of all, take the weight of the blind spot, take the weight of the avoidance, take the weight of whatever you are doing to numb so that you do not have to see truth. Then we are going to ask that God will touch your cells, that your cells may match the frequency of the voice of God, that your cells may match the frequency of the energy of God, that your cells may match the frequency of truth. I want you to take a deep breath in. And now we're going to ask that God will place his hands on your head to give you a blessing, that you may receive the words that you are here to receive today. And I will be quiet while you pray. Take a nice deep breath in, breathing it all the way down to the tips of your toes. We're going to allow these words to reconfigure the grid lines within you, to reset the timelines, to be congruent with that of divine synchronicity, to be in alignment for the very miracles that have already been prepared for you. For when we are in alignment, the miracles arrive. When we are out of alignment, the miracles stay at bay. And so it is our radical responsibility to continue to ask God, where are my blind spots that I cannot see? Show me truth, and then give me the courage needed to step into this truth. And with that, my friends, may today be a day of miracles. I want to thank you for wandering into the sacred with me today. And I will see you tomorrow morning in our prayer corner. Thank you for wandering into the sacred with me today. If this episode moved or inspired you, I encourage you to share it. Think of someone who needs this message today and text it to them. Let's add more light to the world by welcoming people into our prayer corner together. I also want to invite you to create your own prayer corner at home, a space set apart where you can return again and again to hear God's voice. To support you, I've created the Sacred Space course, which guides you step by step in locating, creating, and dedicating your very own sacred space. You're also welcome into the Sacred Wandering Facebook group, where you can share the blessings that God is giving you and be uplifted by others walking this path. You can find both of these resources in the show notes, or just send me a DM on Instagram at Keira Brinton, and me or my team will send them directly to you. I want to thank you for being one of the rare humans who chooses to sit at the foot of God, to ask, listen, and do. And as always, I want to thank you for wandering into the sacred with me.